Just a minute, guys. Right there with you in a minute. I don't have any more. You're just going to have to eat your kibble. Okay, hi everybody. This is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show. Hi, Nancy. How are things in Wisconsin? Hope the weather's not too bad. It tried to rain here yesterday during Easter, but it didn't. We were hoping it would hold off until after our Easter egg hunt for the kids at church. Anyway, I hope all is well. 3 6s now. Well, let's see. Here it is. Let's see, what is it here? 57 and mostly sunny. And just a little bit of a breeze blowing. It's not too bad, really. So, if you ever have an itch to move up here. Really, it's really nice area up here in Lakewood. To still have that small town feel, doesn't have you don't feel like you're overwhelmed or overcrowded in Puyallup, which used to be my hometown. Anyway, on to the news. Of course, you probably heard it by then over the weekend. I don't know if you watched Midas Touch, Ben Mysalis and his brothers, and Michael Popak, and Karen Acabrolio, and some of the other contributors that Midas Touch and all the news and antics that Trump was pulling. Trump he put out a couple of really stupid tweets yesterday, tweets if you call them, more like postings on his Truth Social. He doesn't focus on Easter. He focuses on himself and all this crying and whining, and he's just being an idiot. And his lawyers trying to say, well, Trump doesn't have a right to attack the judges and the families and the jurors and everything else. No, he doesn't. Trump does not have that right at all. And frankly, I wish somebody would take a piece of duct tape and slap it over his mouth, slap it over his lawyer's mouth. Lawyers should know better. Really, he should. Sorry, I'm having a little lunch here. Hold on a minute. I got up a little late. Trump doesn't know the meaning of Easter. Yep. That's very true, Nancy. He knows he's going to be in prison. But like any other little 6-year-old brat, he still doesn't get the message there are rules that he has to follow. And they're put there for a reason. His former lawyers now have lost their law licenses because their antics of following Trump's wishes. And they're not being very smart because they just lost their careers, such as Ken Clark, several others. Oh, and Rudy Giuliani, he lost his license. He can't practice in New York or Washington, D.C. anymore. He was given the boot. And of course, it looked like he's going to be facing some prison time, too. For Giuliani, for a former prosecutor, you think he would know better. You really do. So he goes on, he attacks the judge and everything else, and he attacks the moderate Republicans and everything. He's losing his supporters in droves. He's losing that side of the voters in droves. There's a many good majority of the Republicans have left the party, and a lot of them either gone Democrat or gone independent. And they go, no more. It's not what like it used to be. I remember the Republican Party back in the 60s and the 70s. Of course, I grew up in a Republican household. But they were not like that. We were going for slightly different ideas, but we were basically working toward the same thing. And, of course, you get some of these radical idiots in there. And, of course, all started was the Tea Party movement. That's what basically all started. Then, when Trump came on the scene, things went downhill from there. So, Trump is in deep trouble. Like, I don't really care that he's in deep trouble. He should know better, but he refuses to know better. He thinks the rules don't apply to him, and well, unfortunately, it applies to everybody. Every millionaire and billionaire that I heard and read about, they don't pull this stunt, okay? Some billionaires and millionaires do philanthropy work because they want to help other people. Even though they made lots of this money, they still go out and help people. They help set up grant programs, they do philanthropy work, they buy a small company or a struggling company, fix it up, retool it, fix it up, and turn around and give it to the employees. That's what a lot of them do. And you don't hear that on the news much anymore when a millionaire or a billionaire that does that. Why that, really, I think it should be covered. I really do. That kind of news, and say, hey, they are doing good out there. And a lot of them do pay their taxes, okay? Depends on their tax bracket they're in. But we need to push on our senators and our representatives, hey, we need to do some heavy reorganizing of the tax code. You really do. Get rid of some of the old contradictory rules and get rules in there that make sense and that it's a level playing field for everybody. Let's see, what else? Oh, I don't know if you heard about this. When Trump's digital media, or whatever you call it, his company, communication company that owns True Social, merged with Digital Acquisitions, and they went public on the stock exchange. This morning it tanked. His stock tanked and went downhill real fast. And a lot of them are like, Digital Acquisitions now questioning their wisdom of joining with Trump. Anything he touches basically falls apart because he does not follow the rules or he doesn't think things through. And, well, thank you, Linda. Thank you. Yes, it's really nice. I have a pair of barn swallows out here. They're building a nest. They're busy building a nest. One bird, he kind of almost missed his turn. He barely, when he flew by, he just missed the window by this much. He forgot to turn. He forgot to look where he was going and turning. But anyway, they're busy building their nest and getting ready for their babies. So, oh, another thing too, happy April Fool's Day, which I don't really celebrate April Fools. I just celebrate spring. Anyway, like again, Trump's stock in that tanked, and he lost. They said, according to the sources, he lost $45 million. Still, that's a lot of money for him and for other people. Frankly, I don't think Trump should be allowed to be in the stock market, period, whatsoever. I really do. Because if he did, like, stupid stuff like insider trading, did illegal things, then he'll be in jail for that. Oh, another thing too, Judge Marchant told Trump on this gag order, he said, I'm drawing a line in the sand here. If you attack anybody in the court, personnel, me, my family, the witnesses' families and the witnesses, and anybody else involved in this case, you'll go to jail. In other words, he slapped a big gag order on Trump. And I think the judge should go further and make Trump wear a muzzle. Just to keep him quiet, you know. Or put him in a glass case and let him stand there and make an idiot of himself, which he's already doing anyway. Another thing too, the Secret Service is investigating Trump for threatening President Biden. And somebody told Trump, and somebody told him, and he said, you know, threatening a president of the United States is a crime. And I don't think Trump either understood that or he's ignored it. So anyway, I'm shedding here. So anyway, we'll just have to wait and see. And the trial will be starting soon, April 15th, I think it is, the criminal trial, first criminal trial. All the other civil trials are out of the way. It's the criminal trials. Also today, Trump has still not paid the $145 million bond. And they're asking, where's the money? And they're not going to give him any more extensions, and sooner or later they'll just start grabbing his assets. Like starting with the Seven Springs Golf Resort up in Westchester County, up in New York, starting with that, and then of course Trump Tower and number 40 building, and where any other, all properties, all including apartment complexes. Frankly, they should grab his plane, and they should grab Mar-a-Lago, even though it's not New York, but still under Trump's name. Now, another thing, of course, you know this past week that the Francis Scott Key Bridge was severely damaged, well, actually it fell down, when a cargo ship hit it. Cargo ship lost power and hit the bridge. I mean, when you lose power, you can't steer the thing, okay? Everything's all out. And I felt sorry for the captain, because they tried to, first they lost power, and they were able to resurrect it real fast, and then when he turned the hit the emergency switch, got the power back on, steered the ship and tried to clear the bridge. And it's when the most inopportune time the power went, or the lost power again, lost steering again. Well, lost complete power, let's put it this way. You could see it on the video with the ship going completely dark. And then the lights came back on. They tried to correct it, and then the lights went back out again, and that's when he lost it. And of course, you know, you have the current of the river, okay? The, you know, the shipping lanes. So, needless to say, 6 construction workers that were working on the bridge at the time lost their lives. They had really nowhere to go to. You know, get out of the way and get off the bridge. And there were 7, but one survived, but he was badly injured. Anyway, they're working on the bridge right now. They're cleaning everything up. They have to dredge the bottom of the river. Get all the debris and everything up, because apparently that's a very narrow channel in there for ships like that. And of course, you noticed how the ship hit the bridge came down top. Part of the bridge came down top of the front bow of the ship. It caught the back end of the ship to lift it out of the water a little bit. But it had a lot of damage to the ship. Well, they're clearing and cutting everything up, cutting up the bridge and clearing everything off. They're doing cleanup. They're doing like 24/7 because they need to get that channel open for shipping and everything. And then they'll work on a plan to build a new bridge that's a little bit better. The Francis Scott Key Bridge was built around the 1970s time frame. So it's well over 40 some odd years old. So it's not really equipped and designed to withstand a collision with a ship. And of course the ship weighs X number of thousands of tons, and so does the bridge. But the ship went. So it's a 24/7 repair to get it done, to get the bridge built. They're working on creating a new bypass channel so that other ships could go in and out, and as much as they can, and make sure there's no debris from underneath the water that would cause damage to the ships. So they're watching all that. The Army Corps of Engineers is working on the bridge, because it's basically a federal bridge is what it is. But it expands in Maryland. Okay, both sides of Maryland. And so, because you have one side, you have Baltimore, and the other side, you have one other town or city. And so, I gotta look up my geography on that one. So, it's gonna be a long haul for them on that. And of course, we'll be keeping an eye out on the trials and everything else. Another thing too, that not focused so much on politics, but focused on crime and trials. Go to crime and trials, I think it is, and it's through Midas Touch Network. They focus on that. Hey, Dorothy! How are things in Florida? Is the weather any better, or is it still stormy? Because I understand there is a tornado warning near... Sorry. I hate getting spam calls. Anyway, there's rain tomorrow. Okay. Well, right now, what I was saying was Oklahoma City has a tornado warning. So things are getting a little stormy in the Midwest, in Oklahoma and through that tornado alley. And of course, when it shifts, when that season there ends, and then you have the Midwest and the East Coast, that tornado alley. So I understand it's shifting. So, oh, and speaking of Mother Nature, I don't know if you guys heard on your news feed or not. There is a volcano uh, brewing on the west coast, just off of Oregon, off the Oregon coast. They're keeping an eye on it. There's a new shift in the plates, and there is a a event happening more than anything, and they think it's going to happen within the next few weeks when that volcano starts going. Whether we're going to get earthquakes here on this neck of the woods, I don't know. Depends on where it's going to, go, how everything shifts. We are in earthquake country here. We have the, San Juan de Fuca faults, and we have the Seattle faults within the Nisqually fault, and anything that bumps together or rubs up against it or overlap each other, we're in trouble. I hope it doesn't happen. I mean, I already lived through 2 earthquakes. So it's not all that fun. Okay, well, it's time for me to sign off. Reminder, I will not be doing my chat on Wednesday. I use the next 3 days to do my administrative work and get things caught up, and all my other projects, and clean up the apartment. On Wednesday, I won't be able to do it anyway because I have to take Loki in for his checkup. And so he goes in to get his teeth cleaned and everything. And also he has sneezing problems. So I'm looking at, seriously, at getting a new air purifier that works better and works quieter. I have one right now, but it's starting to make some noises, and it doesn't sound very good. So I'm looking at getting a new one, and this one's through PET, UAHPET. It's the same one. They're the same guys that make the waterless cat waters. I have one here, and it works great. It's rechargeable. You recharge it, and the charge lasts a whole month with it. And they give you filters and everything for it to change out the filters every month. But I'm looking at getting a new air purifier from them on that because I know their quality and their products. So, okay, I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you on Friday. So my chats are Mondays and Fridays at 1 o'clock. And I will also post my chats on my YouTube channel. And I need more subscribers. So, have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys later. Love to all. Bye-bye. Oh, be sure to like and subscribe and push back. Insist.